Hello traders, welcome to the weekly market overview with me Pierre from PAFX. I hope you all had a great trading week last week and that we get another good one the upcoming week. This week, as you see, there is no live session. I am not able to do a live session, so I am doing a recording instead. As usual, guys, if you do like those sessions, please don't forget to hit the like button for me, and all comments and feedback are welcome as well. I'm gonna roll the disclaimer that I want you to read carefully to know about the risk involved in trading, and that this session is only the way I see and trade the market. Next week, so we do have some news, and it seems to be all about the USD and the sterling. As you see, lots of major impact news for the US dollar and the sterling. We do have as well Draghi speech on Monday, Tuesday, another important day for the US dollar, where the Fed Chair Powell gonna testifies, core durable goods order, and another important news on Wednesday for US dollar GDP quarter on quarter. And Thursday, once again, Fed Chair Powell testifies, manufacturing PMI, ESM manufacturing PMI for the US dollar. And on Friday, as you see, Prime Minister May speech, no time decided yet, construction PMI and BOE government Carney speech as well, and CAD GDP for Friday, months on months. So yeah, as you see, most of the news are about USD and sterling, and I think those are the pairs that we should be keeping an extra watch on. I start with the Dixie. Last week the dollar was a very good performer. As you see, we had a very nice bounce from this important support level, and we've been watching this level. I was talking about this triple bottom, and during my overview for last week, we were talking about this bullish divergence going on the RSI, and the bounce was expected. Now, for us to start thinking of a possible reversal on the dollar, we want to see a break of this neckline here at this level to really change maybe the midterm bias. As you see, I've written here midterm bias changer, or at least the short term. We want to see a break, retest, and then we may reach the monthly R1 or even higher to probably get closer to this 200 daily moving average, which was way from the price right now. And usually when the market have a big gap, as we had here between the price and the moving average, usually the market gonna go back to the mean and do retest, make a mean revision. Now, this double bottom is not confirmed, or triple bottom, until we break the neckline. This neckline gonna be a very important level where we may see a bounce down at it. Last Thursday, the dollar did reach this level, the neckline, this 4-hour structure, and the monthly pivot point, and gave us a little rejection lower at the 200 4-hour moving average. We start looking at this possible channel now, and we've been looking to trade inside the channel until we have a breakout. And this is still the same scenario for me, because here where the price is right now is very tricky, because this move to the downside could be only a correction before another bounce higher to reach this level. And it's very, very important to see if we're gonna break this level, or this whole move here could be another correction in the dollar, and that we now start seeing the continuation. So this could make something like this impulse, possible correction, and then another move lower. So we have a clear range. As you see, the best levels are of course this area up here, 90.60, and down here the 88.50, gonna be very, very important for the dollar. So you should keep an eye on those two levels. A break here, we are heading north, at least short term, higher toward monthly R1, and a break of the channel or this previous low here, that gonna send us back. If we break like this to the downside, then we are going, I'm almost sure that we're going to test the 88.50 once again. So keep an eye on these areas. A short-term break of this high could send us toward this level, and this is the major important level now to change our short to mid-term bias on dollar. Yeah, that's it. Gold, triple top scenario we've been talking about, gave a very, very good bounce to the downside, back toward this important structure here, where it did spike below that, and Thursday was a bullish engulfing here, and Friday was almost sideways, nothing happened. On the 4 hour, we do have a possible inverted head and shoulder scenario now, as you see here, left shoulder at this structure, head down here, and another left shoulder. The neckline is not broken yet to confirm this. One important thing that the gold did break back below the 4 hour 200 moving average. It has not been very well respected, so we should not pay very much attention about it, but a break above this high here could send gold in a continuation move back toward these levels. 1344 is still an important area, and maybe higher, and this pattern gonna be validated if the head got broken to the downside. So it's, as the Dixie, a little bit tricky area. We could have sideways movement and then a breakout to either ways, because this move to the downside now could be seen as well as a possible bearish flag before we get a break and continuation from this flag. Yeah, so it is tricky when the market giving you double signals, so it's better to play it the safe way. You wait for the break of this level here, or the break to the upside of this level here for a possible continuation. I'm not playing gold until I see a clear signal for next week. Oil did a very nice bounce here. We got a correction back, so we broke back above the monthly S1, did a retest of that monthly S1, and seems we have an very nice continuation. The bullish candles body are strong, good momentum. Didn't react much at the 61.8 where I was expecting it to give us a possible bounce down. So based on this nice looking momentum, and if we go down to the 4 hour as well, you see that we do have higher highs, higher lows, another higher high and higher low, and there is a possibility that oil keep heading north from here to retest the extremes of previous structure high. So as we see here, after this strong bounce, one A, B, C, and a possible D completion up here, we may get an equal measured move if we take this leg and clone that like this. You see that the next leg, if we get equal measured move, that we may end somewhere near the highs here, and that level gonna sure give us some rejection down if we reach this level. So the inner trend line was broken and retested, but now the price is back above this trend line, which is a possible buy continuation for the bulls. Aussie New Zealand, very good performer, making lower lows and lower highs on the daily. Well, Thursday and Friday was a possible entry for the bulls to this market, but looking at this chart, you see we broke this major level. We are trading below the 200 daily moving average. I think the best sell area should be up here around the monthly S1 in anticipation for trend continuation of this trend. That is the ultimate level, but Aussie New Zealand still, even on the 4-hour time frame, can be seen as a bearish trend, because this previous high is not taken out yet. So where the price is testing right now is an important level that we may see a bounce from that area in anticipation to reach the lows here. So the trend is still to the downside even on this particular time frame until we break this high. If that happened, if this high got broken, then we may see more to the upside, and the selling area could be around the monthly S1 if you want to take a trend continuation to the downside. Aussie USD, I still see there is a possibility for this pair to move lower, but we want to see this major low broken. Otherwise the trend is still above the 100 daily moving average, which is for me a possible filter to try to go long. But looking at this chart on this particular time frame, the 4-hour, you see we broke an important structure here, another structure here. We broke below the monthly S1, did a retest, then a rejection. Now what's happened here, that the rejection here was not enough to break previous lows. So now we do have our first higher high, our first higher low here at this particular time frame, which make it a little bit tricky that if the bulls to continue here and bring this higher. If you want to go long, you want to see the neckline broken here, and that the price hold inside this area here above the monthly S1, then a retest to the monthly S1, then there is a possibility that we may go and test higher. Otherwise, I still think if the monthly S1 did hold as resistant here, get another rejection at this level, that we may see a deeper this time and maybe even lower. So it is tricky where the price is right now, and wait for break of structure before any entry. Yeah, down here we're gonna have trouble, I'm sure, at the 0.7757 area. There's gonna be some rejection from this level as well. So what I'm looking at long term, if we're gonna break this low here, then there is a possibility that we continue this equal measured move all the way down here to the major trend line. CAD JPY, very good trading scenarios here. We've been following it since it broke this level, and then we broke below this level as well. Very important structure, changing the main trend that been to the upside after breaking below the 200 daily moving average. I was expecting this move to reach this area down here, touch the neckline. That didn't happen. but it is still a down trend. It is still there is still possibilities that we may have continuation. The whole correction was where below 61.8 Fibonacci, as you see. To sell this, the first structure that looks good is the monthly S2 down here, and this previous structure. This should be the first area to take a short in anticipation for a trend continuation, or this structure here where we have the 38.2 Fibonacci confluence here, and down here we had the 23.6. So these are the levels, the possible scenarios of to sell this pair in anticipation of trend continuation to the downside. So keep an eye on those two structures. Chief JPY, as I told you guys, I had a feeling that we may break this structure now, and we did break the structure. The market is trading below the daily 200 moving average, below monthly S1, broke all structure here, and it seems that we may reach lower. We need to take care of this low, and then if that happens, we may reach this strong possible strong support here or down here. This support here is much stronger and much more important, because as you see below this, it's an empty area down. So I think this is the ultimate support that gonna be very well defended. Okay, so it is a selling market here. 4-hour time frame, you see as well, still making lower lows and lower highs. It was very easy to trade, making impulse, flag, break, another impulse, flag, break, another flag, break, flag here, and break, and another flag and break. So keep following those patterns until you reach the ultimate target down here, or even better down here. As far as this pair is trading below the monthly S1, below this structure, we should keep selling it. To change that bias, we want to see the market back above the monthly S1 like this, and that it did hold above, and probably some more up, but the momentum is to the downside is very strong, and I think we should keep trying to sell those flag or sell any rallies to the upside. Euro Aussie, very boring scenario here. We've been trading this in our in my trading room, and we've been selling the test from the tops all the time, but we were expecting it to break below and give us a deeper targets. That still didn't happen, but as you see on the daily, the wicks, all the wicks are from the upside. We do have a possible head and shoulder here now, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder here. We will keep selling the highs, every test to the highs. We will try to sell it once again. We do have another possible lower double top here, and we want to see this neckline broken. Then of course the target gonna be down here, and see if it gonna bounce or not. The best way is to hedge down here, hedge long, and hold the short until you see if it's gonna break below and continue lower. But it is a sell, but better to sell the highs, since this area down here seems to be defended. Euro Chief, I'm still expecting more down on this. We were looking at this pennant or triangle in my trading room, and we said that we want to see a break to the downside. We got the break to the downside, we got a possible retest, and we're looking for the continuation toward S1, where we may have a trouble for another maybe short-term bounce. As long-term targets, if this is broken, we're gonna have some trouble at the 200 moving average. I still think we may reach these lows down here in the longer term. Euro sterling, as I said, sell this area, and it gave a nice bounce. Now last week we had the continuation of that sell. We had another very nice looking structure where you get the stronger move, the impulse, the flag, impulse, flag, impulse, flag, and we kept selling those retests of previous structure. Now we broke below this structure as well. We did a retest. I am looking for a possible continuation lower. First trouble area is down here, and the ultimate target should be the low of the channel down here if we reach that. So it is still a sell, I think, with some trouble at the monthly pivot point, minor troubles down here. Euro JPY, those of you who watched the last week's weekly overview, you heard me talking about this important level at the monthly S2 as well, previous structure, and the 200 daily moving average. As said as well that you may be looking for possible stop loss hunt. This could be it, as you see this week down here, testing deep the 200 daily moving average. But I see as well a possible break of this level at this time coming from this very strong move. So what may happen that we get another higher move here, a bounce. If we don't break this previous swing high or the monthly S1, I think they're gonna be only a correction higher to get more momentum, get more sellers to break below this time. That is only a possible scenario. But as well, we do have a very strong structure. We did have a possible hunt here, stop loss hunt. The 4-hour candle here is a bullish engulfing, but since it's the last candle on a Friday, as I always said, after such a very strong move the whole week, there could be some profit taking at this last 4-hour candle, and that's why you get the bounce higher. This does not mean that we got new bulls entering the market here yet, but you can still try to buy this level. The risk to reward is good. Targets should be the previous swing high here, stops below the low here, so it is a possibility. Good level, been respected well, why not? But for me, I think we're gonna get a short-term bounce higher before we continue lower and break the level this time. Let's wait and see. Euro USD, triple top, worked well. Bearish divergence on the RSI. We stuck at the monthly pivot point last week, couldn't break below. Still look a bit weak. It wasn't able to break back above previous high. As you see, trading below NFP low, below FOMC low as well. Couldn't break back above the FOMC high. This is the FOMC candle here. Still looking heavy, back below the 200 moving average for the 4-hour. There is a possibility that we may see a possible continuation down here. This neckline here is the same high we had on the Dixie in the opposite way, and we need to see this level here broken to see a possible deeper move on Euro USD, where the trouble gonna be at this level. So there is a possibility that we may reach this area, but you want to see at first this low taken out. Then if this low got taken out, we are going deeper on Euro USD. And do not forget that this is a very good structure of support. So what may happen as well is a bounce and another move to the top of the range, because when we break this high here, that's mean we are going, if this high got broken, you can see something like this happening, going all the way back up to test the top of this range. Sterling CAD, we've been looking to short this level here, monthly R1, previous structure, nice supply level here in the as you see. We've been talking as well about this break, retest and continuation, so nothing has changed yet. Still in an uptrend, even on the 4-hour. As you see, this trend line is still going very well. We still have higher highs and higher lows, but after the CAD news last week, we got very good momentum to the downside, and if this to really happen, that we get the reversal here with bearish divergence on the RSI, we want to see the price breaking below this structure, below this trend line. The retest is what we're gonna sell, and I think the monthly pivot point is the major target before another continuation higher on this one. So very important level here. If we bounce at this level now, once again make another bounce here at this structure and break the highs, then we're gonna try to sell the monthly R1 and see if we're gonna break the trend line and continue lower. Okay, those are the two scenarios. Either you wait for the bounce, if you get another bounce, the monthly R1 to sell it, or you wait for the break and retest. Sterling JPY sitting well on this structure now, still defended as you see. We've been trying to buy this every time we get the touch. We got only intraday's trade. I still see this as a possible support level, as it seems to be holding well. On the daily, as you see, we've did almost a test of the monthly S2 and this trend line, but what we need to see if this will test the top or go outside of the box again. We want to see this previous high taking out. This didn't happen, and this structure is not broken. And even if this structure gets broken, we should keep looking at the monthly S2 down here. This area 147.50 is an important support level that may give you the bounce from. I'm not selling at this level here, is only structure, and down here is another very important and long-term support level. So it's a buy level here down here. Sterling USD, I was looking for a longer term that we may continue this A, B, C, D move. We got a nice move down. We do have a couple of days with small bullish bodies, which could be correction higher toward this area back up here. It's still possible that we may see a continuation, but it is in a tricky level now, because where the price is now seems to be an important resistant level, 1.40 area for a continuation, but it could as well do a break above the 1.40, above this structure here, and that could mean, if we get the retest, a possible bounce higher once again. The 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame been acting as good dynamic support, as you see, and it's keep playing that very well. To short this, you can try to short any retest of the 1.40, or you wait for the break of this flag here for a possible continuation. This low is very important now. If that got broken, then we may see the continuation back down toward the monthly S1 before we get another bounce higher. But as I said, lots of news for sterling next week, so keep an eye on that. New Zealand USD, very nice move down the whole week almost. As you see, we had this structure here, important resistance. We had the divergence we've been talking about. Looking at the weekly, it looks like a possible correction now, but on the daily it seems that we've broke some lows here, especially if we go to the 4 hour, as you see. So now we are sitting at this monthly pivot point as a possible support, and the pair is about to break that. So we want to see if this to continue, want to see a break below previous low, retest, then we may see a deeper correction toward the structure here. So where the price is sitting right now is a possible support area. If you want to trade in the direction of the major trend, which is to the upside, then this is the level for you to maybe take another bounce higher. As you see, we've been trading to the upside in a very good way here. This could be the third touch here before a continuation up from this level. I don't like to buy when the price at this high. I would love to see a retest toward 38.2 down here, then that would be a much better buying level, especially that we are above the 200 daily moving average on as well. The deeper down here would be much better buy level. I am actually looking for short-term trades, something like this, break, flag, continuation on this particular one. USD CAD back below and inside the lower structure, the lower range, but now we did break previous structure high. I still see this is a clear violation with a very nice shooting star formation back down to the downside. A major higher low and higher high here. There is a possibility that there is a continuation higher now, but after the news last Friday, we've went back inside. I think if you just want to see this ABCD continues to the top here, your first buy level should be the 61.8 down here. This is a very good level to try to buy it, and even it did that correction, that would not be a violation of the up move yet. Yeah, so as you see, the daily 200 moving average was the dynamic resistant. It did a try to break above it, but then rejected all the way back down. So for you who want to trade this one, you have both possibilities. We are in a major downtrend still, since we are still below the 100 daily 200 moving average. Been respected support, been respected resistant here, and now resistant again. So there is a possibility that this continue lower toward this first structure and back down here, and still there is a possibility for a bounce from this structure as well. So as you see here on the 4 hour, the 200 been a good support. So there is a double way play on this one. On this particular time frame, we are still in an uptrend, and we can expect a bounce from this level and try to take some trades from these areas. USD JPY, we got this bounce at this very important structure. We've been talking about it. We've got the scenario I was talking about on the JPY futures. As you saw, guys, I told you that we may get this, and another continuation. All that did happen in a very nice way, going down back to this, and now we've got the bounce in the possible continuation higher. But let's go back to USD JPY and talk about what we have right now. So since still we do have lower lows and lower highs, this structure is still a bearish structure. Actually, now after we're breaking all these structures, I see the 100 is a possible long-term target. But let's play 1 week at a time. When the market did break above the monthly S1, I was looking to see if we're gonna hold above it. So this retest, if it was like to hold above it, then we would go long to retest the 108.50 once again. That didn't happen. Now we are trading back below the monthly S1. This could be all of the correction. We can never be sure of that. So we have a correction of 50% of the whole leg here, of this leg, almost a 50% of that. And the size of this candle is overwhelming. It took 2 days to erase 1 day to erase 2 days work. So still showing that the bears was in possible control, and Friday was a sideways day. And basically when you get a very strong move to the downside, the day after used to be a slower one. So now we are back back below the monthly S1. We did try to break above. That didn't happen. We broke below, retest. So let's play the levels again, guys. So I still see 105.70 down here, a possible support level, and that we can keep following these moving averages and use them as our possible dynamic support and resistance. Now the 50, as you see on the 4 hour, keep pushing the price lower. You can as well go to the daily and use the 20 or the 10. As you see, we are still below the 20 as well, so you can add on some filters to make you trading safe. But as far as this hold as a possible support, we may get some bounce play here until the NFP. So we may see another move down here until the next NFP. We may keep bouncing sideways until we get some real good catalyst news. I still think that we gonna reach deeper, and the trend is telling us that the best sell level, in my opinion, would be the 108.50. If you get a test of that area, then you try to sell it, or you play it short term, looking for those impulses and flags once they happen, as it happened here. We had many of them last week: impulse, flag, sell, and so on and so forth. Okay, as far as we are below MS1, I will try to keep selling the rallies on USD JPY. And the last pair is Bitcoins. Following the structures, guys, I told you last week, take a picture of these levels and trade them. We said anything below this level you start selling. If the level holds, you will keep buying. Now we are back below the 10,000 and back below the 54-hour moving average. There is a possibility now that we do reach back toward the 9K level and get a bounce from this level, trade between the levels. If 9K is broken, as you see, we gonna reach back down towards 7,800 area down here. So once again, I will say it again, there is no need to make things harder than they are. You have the clear levels now. The pair been respecting these levels, just keep playing them. I think we may add another structure now, since this one acted as good resistance, didn't reach the 12 as we was expecting, so we can use this structure as well. As you see, this up move was the trend line was broken here, and now you can start playing this channel to the downside instead and see if as well as the up move, if this start channeling down toward each area. So keep playing these levels, guys. There's no need to guess the market. What worries me short term is this bullish divergence and possible double bottom here. So if this short term level got taken out, as I told you, you can expect it to reach the 9K once again, and that the 9K may give you a short-term bounce before a continuation lower. Okay, play those levels, guys, and you won't get hurt if you do that. And that was the last pair. Thanks you very much. Hopefully I can see you live the next time instead for a recording. And once again, if you didn't do that yet, please do hit the like button and have a great trading week. Bye bye.